This photograph was taken at Bachelor's Grove Cemetery in Cook County, Illinois in 1991 during a paranormal investigation by the Ghost Research Society. The small abandoned cemetery is known to be haunted, perhaps one of the most haunted places in the Chicago area. A woman sits on a tombstone staring out into the trees. She was not present when the photo was taken. The land surrounding Bachelor's Grove Cemetery was originally settled by English homesteaders. The site saw its first known burials around 1836 and contains 82 lots and 200 graves, some of which were never sold or used. Burials, however, possibly go back as far as 1834 when German immigrants were killed while working on the Illinois-Michigan Canal. This site is often reported to have been a dumping ground for the victims of Chicago's organized crime families of the 1920s and 1930s, but no evidence of this has ever been proven. The most common of the reported phenomena at this site typically involves floating orbs of lights over tombstones and near collisions with a phantom vehicle. The White Lady or White Madonna walks the grounds carrying an infant during the full moon. A ghostly farmhouse which is reported to shimmer, float, and then vanish, which was most reported during the 1950s. Witnesses reported the house shrinking as they approached it and then disappearing altogether. A farmer and his plow horse, both victims of a plowing accident, dragged to their deaths in a nearby swamp. Two-headed ghosts near the same swamp. Religious monks as late as 1984. Witnesses reported seeing numerous figures dressed in monks' robes throughout the cemetery. A black dog. Witnesses in the 1990s reported seeing this manifestation at the cemetery's entrance. It would disappear when they approached it. And here's a close-up of that photo. It's quite convincing. But what do you think? This next creepy photo was taken by a property manager taking photos of an old warehouse. There was nothing mentioned about the building's history or location. The person was a skeptic like me, but after looking through the photos, they came across this one and are now believers. At first I didn't see it, but look past the last window. Here's a close-up. Like I said before, I'm a non-believer, but what do you think? This creepy photo was taken on the M25 footbridge in London, UK. After doing research, the M25 has had plenty of traffic fatalities over the years since its construction. On December 11, 1984, 9 people died and 10 were injured in a multiple vehicle collision. 26 vehicles were involved when dense fog descended suddenly. In 1996, Kenneth Noy murdered Stephen Cameron in a road rage incident while stopped at traffic lights on the M25 junction in Kent. He was convicted in 2000 and sentenced to life imprisonment. He was released in June 2019. This is a very convincing photo, but what do you think? An ordinary photograph taken in the Philippines. I wouldn't blame you for thinking this is just another photo bomb or double exposure. But neither of the girls in the photo reported anybody coming nearby when the photo was taken. The photo was taken with a digital camera, ruling out any double exposure. Who then is the translucent figure holding the girl's arm? An ailing grandmother was moved to an assisted living home, but if this photograph is to be believed, she was not left alone. Her husband, allegedly the man standing behind her in the photo right above her head, decided to keep her company. He had died 13 years before. Teary-eyed Clayton took this black and white photograph of a friend at Boot Hill Graveyard in Tombstone, Arizona. Dressed in 1880s style clothing, the two were trying to recreate the look of the Old West. Clayton himself was a family member of the Clayton gang who fought at the Old K Corral. When one of the photographs was developed, however, they found a mysterious figure lurking in the background, seemingly arising from a grave. No one else was around at the time the picture was taken. In 2003, this image was captured by closed-circuit security cameras at the Hampton Court Palace in London, England. The fire alarms had sounded, indicating that one of the doors had opened. Guards rushed to the area, but found the doors closed with no one nearby. Only this ghostly figure on the camera footage, nicknamed Skeletor. In 1919, a group portrait of a World War I squadron was taken at the HMS Daedalus training facility. All seemed normal except for one extra face in the crowd. This ghostly visage of Freddie Jackson, an air mechanic who had perished in an accident only 2 days before. This haunting photograph of a specter in pink was taken at an O'Hare mansion in Greencastle, Indiana. After reports of paranormal activity in the mansion, Guy Winters and his friend Terry Lampert decided to investigate. They took multiple photographs of an upstairs window. This is what they saw when they developed the film. The mansion has since been demolished. This creepy photo was taken at Good Brockel, which is a water castle in Germany. Now, like I said, I don't believe in ghosts, but this is one of the most convincing ghost photographs I've ever seen in my life. What do you think? Good Brockel was first mentioned in 1350. It was initially owned by a knight. The first castle stood northeast of today's complex. Many different families have owned Good Brockel over the centuries. Leopold Cohen bought the estate for his son Carl Cohen as early as 1874. His daughter Hertha Cohen was born at Good Brockel on October 24, 1884. Hertha Cohen was a poet, art collector, and patron. She died at Good Brockel October 12, 1976. All of her photos are copyrighted, but have a look for yourself online. In her older photos, she looks exactly like the woman in the photo, or a ghost in the photo. In 1927, James Courtney and Michael Meehan were killed by gas fumes while cleaning a cargo tank aboard the SS Watertown. A freak accident, caught en route between the Panama Canal and New York City. They were buried at sea and the ship sailed on. But days later, crew members reported seeing unmistakable faces on the water surface. The faces of James Courtney and Michael Meehan. The captain took several photographs, including this one. This next creepy image was captured by photographer Aleem Yusuf in 2015. No location was given. There appears to be apparitions in the middle of the screen, further down the sidewalk. What do you think? This next chilling photograph was taken in an abandoned mine in Colombia, 2014. No exact location was given. I've never seen anything like it. What do you think? This next photograph was taken by the New Jersey Paranormal Research Group. It was taken in 2010. It shows a strange anomaly. What do you think? The specter of Newby Church is a name given to the figure found in the photograph taken on the grounds of Newby Hall in North Yorkshire, UK. The image was taken in 1963 by Reverend Kenneth F. Lord. As the figure appears to resemble a human, much speculation has been made regarding what type of person might be in the image. Most speculation by believers have concluded that it resembles a 16th century monk with a white shroud over his face to hide leprosy or another disfigurement. Others contend that he is an accomplice in a costume. Initial claims suggest that the figure would measure 9 feet tall, but its feet are not visible and could be easily standing on a box. Photographic experts have concluded that the image is not a result of double exposure. What do you think? This creepy photograph was uploaded anonymously. It was taken at a car show in Montreal, Quebec, Canada, 1914. With over 150 documented ghost stories, Montreal easily lays claim to being one of the most haunted cities in Canada, if not all of North America. It's a pretty convincing photograph, but what do you think? Backscatter is an optical phenomenon resulting in typical circular artifacts on an image due to the camera's flash being reflected from unfocused motes of dust, water droplets, or particles in the air or water. It is especially common with modern compact and ultra-compact digital cameras. Caused by the backscatter of light by the unfocused particles. These artifacts are also sometimes called orbs, referring to a common paranormal claim. Some appear with trails suggesting motion. Backscatter commonly occurs in low-light scenes when the camera's flash is used. The artifact can result from backscatter or retroreflection of the light from airborne solid particles such as dust or pollen or liquid droplets, especially rain or mist. They can also be caused by foreign material within the camera lens. With rain droplets, an image may capture light passing through the droplet, creating a small rainbow effect. Some have claimed that an orb-shaped visual artifact appearing in photographs are spirits of the dead. Others have claimed that orbs are unknown sorts of beings based partly on perceived intent in the orb's movements. I think that science has answered this one, but what do you think? This next creepy image was taken in the lobby of the Holland Hotel, Alpine, Texas. Over 100 years old, the Holland Hotel is full of mysteries, murders, and ghosts. The spirit of the daughter of the original hotel owner lingers on the third floor where she was murdered. She was caught having an affair with a colonel. When her husband discovered his wife's infidelity, he threatened to kill her. Guests heard cries as she begged her husband not to kill her. 2 gunshots were fired. The woman and the colonel's bodies were found dead in the room. Supernatural sightings have also been spotted on the second floor, with overflowing toilets and flickering lights. If the hotel is old as this one, who knows how many souls still haunt the hallways? It has been said that the ghosts of a woman and her child have been seen lingering on the third floor. One guest found a bizarre photo in her room. The picture was clearly very old and showed a strange woman standing outside of town. She had a stuffed animal in one hand and a baby doll in the other. And if that wasn't creepy and odd enough, she had a papier-mâché mask on that covered her face. The Holland Hotel has a long history of ghost sightings, and this picture seems to back that up. But what do you think? This disturbing image captured Blinkman at the end of the Ilchester Tunnel in Maryland, 1910. Legend has it that an old homeless blind man was hit and killed by an oncoming train in the early 1900s, and now his spirit haunts the tunnel. According to legend, if you stand on the tracks at 11 p.m. and stare into the tunnel for an entire hour without blinking, the Blink Man will appear. And every time you blink after he first appears to you, his ghost will get closer and closer until his eyelashes brush against your face. The constant flickering of his eyelashes on your skin, these constant butterfly kisses, are said to send you into a madness, driving you to rip out your own eyes in a fit of blind rage. Terrifying legend, or is it real? What do you think? Brown Lady of Raymond Hall is a ghost that reportedly haunts Raymond Hall in Norfolk, England. It became one of the most famous hauntings in the UK when photographers from Country Life magazine claimed to have captured its image. The Brown Lady is so named because of the brown brocade dress it is claimed she wears. According to the legend, the Brown Lady of Raymond Hall is the ghost of Lady Dorothy Walpole, sister of Robert Walpole, generally regarded as the first Prime Minister of Great Britain. She was the second wife of Charles Townshend, who was notorious for his violent temper. The story says when Townshend discovered that his wife had committed adultery, he punished her by locking her in her room in the family home Raymond Hall, where she remained until her death in 1726 from smallpox. It's a pretty convincing photo, but what do you think? A haunting photograph of a ghost captured at a Scottish castle still remains a mystery. An image, dubbed one of the world's most haunting pictures, shows a figure wearing centuries-old clothing. It can be seen peering from a ruined window at Titilian Castle, near North Berwick, Scotland, UK. The castle, which dates back to 14th century, stands on a remote headland near North Berwick and was badly damaged in an attack by Oliver Cromwell's forces in 1651. The photo, taken in 2009, still remains an unsolved mystery. Looks like a person to me, but what do you think? This disturbing photo was taken when Melissa Kurtz was driving her daughter Harper to a beauty pageant. When Harper becomes bored and starts taking snaps of herself, the ghostly child appears behind Harper while she takes a selfie. Paranormal experts believe the little lad died in a road accident. Researching the stretch of road they were traveling on, Melissa discovered that the spooky paranormal incident coincided with the anniversary of a deadly road accident she thinks could have involved the same little lad. This is one of the most convincing ghost photos I've ever seen. But what do you think?